Hello YouTube vinyl community, Mark My here, doing another vinyl finds. I went to a couple different places. One is a thrift shop, Amvets, not too far from mine, and I found some really good stuff there. And then the last one is a place that's quickly becoming one of my favorite places to go. It's called FrisBee's, and it's kind of a place where you can bring in some of your used stuff. VHS tapes, DVDs, CDs, laser discs, video games, video game consoles, cassette tapes, and of course vinyl records. And if you trade them in and you want it for store credit, you get a higher value than if you take cash. So I have done some trading in. CDs I'm kind of getting away from. I'm doing more vinyl, as you see behind me here. I haven't really done much trading, and more just going there to purchase stuff. So we'll get into that. We'll show you the great finds that I got there, and we'll get into the pricing that they have there. Amvets first, though. Everything there is $1 a piece, and it doesn't matter if it is a single record or a 10-inch record. No, that's not true. She charged me different, 75 cents for a 10-incher, and I think 50 cents for singles, for 45s, you know. But anyway, so I did get a couple of 10-inch records there. We're going to start with those, and then we'll get into the records. And I also did get a box set for $1. It's 10 records, I believe, in that box set for $1. So, alright, here we go. First ones are those 10-inchers. I got two of them. Both of them are Columbia. Long-playing micro-groove non-breakable records. And the first one is Rosemary Clooney, While We're Young. And it's in really good shape. They did write, whoever it was wrote their name there, but for the most part, great shape. The tunes all have that young, either the word young in them or young, one of them says youth, I think. But While We're Young, the title track obviously, Too Young, Hello Young Lovers, Young at Heart, Younger Than Spring, Blame It On My Youth, Young Man, and You Make Me Feel So Young. Okay. Then the next one is Doris Day, You're My Thrill. This one is actually in really good shape. It doesn't have any writing on. Oh, no, that's not true. $3 it says. But this one here is. These are definitely. I wouldn't consider Doris Day a jazz person per se, but all these tunes are definitely jazz standards. Okay, You're My Thrill, the title track. That Old Feeling, Bewitched, When Your Lover Has Gone. I'm Confessing, I Didn't Know What Time It Was, Sometimes I'm Happy and You Go to My Head. So, great selections. I'm happy with both of those. Then, I know I have records that I've only listened, some of them, that I've probably only listened to once, but I'm still relatively young. I know by the time I pass away and my stuff all ends up at in bargain bin somewhere or in a thrift store, that I'm going to have listened to that record at least a few times. And it always amazes me when I find records that look like, first off, records that are sealed. I found that quite a few, still sealed, never played. But ones that look like they've been played just once and just never played again. It amazes me all the time. So I got a couple of those here, and again, they were only $1. This first one I thought was in really great shape. When I first looked at it, it's awesome, but I noticed at the bottom now, it does have some not scotch tape, masking tape here at the bottom. So, but other than that, it's still in great shape. This is Gigi, vocal highlights from Gigi, the Fontana and his orchestra and chorus. And this is on the his Master Seal Hi-Fi. But look at it, I mean, that is in great shape. Look how nice and clean it is. Other than that tape at the bottom, it's in great shape. And now I'm looking. Yeah, and this is crazy. Here's even crazier. There was nothing wrong with this bottom I think this person put it on to protect that bottom, which is really odd. It's a shame because it's in really great shape other than that. Next one, this is on Decca. This is The Breeze and I, music of La Coña by D'Artega and his orchestra. Again, on Decca, high five. Great shape. This one is called Nightfall by Carmen Dragon, conducting the Capitol Symphony Orchestra. And this is on Capitol Records. Okay. And the tunes here are Brahms' Lullaby, Herbert Toyland, Ravel, Pavane for a Dead Princess, and Bizet, Adagio from La Arlésienne Suite. I don't know. Then we have some Tchaikovsky, Rachmaninoff, some Grieg. It's a great, and it's in awesome shape. Look how nice and clean. This is definitely one of those that barely played. All right, now here's one that I was talking about. This looks like it was played once. Ray's Moods, Ray Charles and his orchestra and chorus. And this is on ABC Paramount. And again, I mean, it still has the plastic on it. Why anybody would get a Ray Charles album and only listen to it once is beyond me. Another one, just in terrific shape. This is United Artists, Ultra Audio, Motion Picture Themes, Cha Cha Cha, Tito Rodriguez Orchestra. And again, like it was played once and put on the shelf and that's it. There's the back picture with it. Beautiful. You know, it's a gatefold. So, wow. Another one here is Dick Haymes on Decca Records. This one has got a little bit of wear on it, but still is in awesome shape. Little White Lies by Dick Haymes. One that I've been actually thinking about, I'm a huge collector of Command records, which is just a whole nother story. But anyway, so one that I've been eyeballing on eBay, and I keep saying I want to buy it. I finally found it in the wild, for $1 yet, no less. The Dixie Rebels. The Dixie Rebels strike back with true Dixie sound. And it does have on the back here, you'll see a bit of writing, some. It's really hard to tell even what they were writing or why they were writing it. Roy Edwards, Eric Sutcliffe. Maybe these are people that are on the record. I'm not even sure. No, because they wrote the name Dennis DeJordy twice. So, who knows? But it is a gatefold, as most of them are. Look at how nice and clean and white that inside is. You know, they hardly ever opened it to read what was inside. But it's in great shape, as most Commands are. They used pretty good materials for making the record sleeves and everything, so they last a good long time. Alright, and then just recently I did a podcast where it was country jazz. It was country songs that were done by jazz artists in a sort of a jazzy style. So then I went digging and I came across this box set, and I wish I would have had this 3 weeks ago when I was making that podcast. So again, this is a box set. This is the Longines Symphonette Society. It's a 10 record box set called Wayward Brass. And I just can't even begin to tell you. It's got to be some of the. It's going to be interesting. Let's put it that way. Some of the tunes on here: Wagon Wheels, Tumbling Tumbleweeds, The Old Chisholm Trail, South of the Border, Old Buttermilk Sky, Buffalo Gales. I mean, this is just going to be hilarious. Brass section playing those country western tunes. It's going to be great. Can't wait to listen to that. In fact, I probably should have put one on and listened to it while we were doing this, but oh well. So that takes care of Amvets. Next, again, is a place called FrisBees, and they have two different sections when it comes to vinyl records. The first section is $4 each for the records, or 3 for 10, or 7 for 20. So I usually go there and try and get 7 records out of that. It's the most bang for your buck. But this particular time, I knew that there were a couple that were in the other section, which are priced according to what the record is. Whether it be based on quality or based on the material, they sort of price them that way, okay? So what I did instead was I got 3 for 10, and then I bought 1 or 2, I think 2, that were $10 each from the other section. So that way I spent 30 bucks. Alright, so we'll get into the first ones are the 3 that I got for 10 bucks. So the first one here is Jerry Mulligan and the Concert Jazz Band at the Village Vanguard. I had a copy of this, but it was in pretty bad shape. It was coming apart, it's splitting at the seams and everything, and whoever owned it decided to take electrical tape and duct tape in a couple different places and tape it up around the edge and everything like that. So this one is in way better shape than that one is, obviously. The inside here, it's a nice picture of Mr. Mulligan at the time. He was very young. But this is in great shape, and this is on Verve. So again, this was three records for 10 bucks. So one of those. All right. So then the next one out of that section is going to be one of my favorite guys here lately. I bought a lot of his albums, and I'm really loving him. This is one that he's playing his electric saxophone. Eddie Harris, Plug Me In. And this is on Atlantic. And it still has the plastic on it, so it's in great shape. If you're not familiar, listen to a future podcast of mine, because I'm sure I'm going to rip this and put this on, because I love Eddie Harris lately. Alright, and then last one that I got for 3 for 10 is Archie Shepp. And There's a Trumpet in My Soul is the name of the album. And this is on Arista Freedom. And again, it's a cutout, as you can see down here. There's a cut. But other than that, it's in great shape. All the seams look fantastic. The record is beautiful. So I'm happy with that. Alright, next one I got for $10. And it is Tate a Tate, Buddy Tate with Clark Terry. And this is one of the original jazz classics, originally on the Swingville label, Prestige Swingville. And this one is actually in a nice little plastic sleeve, but it also does have the plastic on. It has been played. It's not unopened, but still great shape. Worth 10 bucks. And the last one, and this one I always, again, I just wonder how these make it a whole lifetime without, I mean, it looks so perfect. This is on MRC Records, After Hours with Miss D. And if you don't know who Miss D is, that is Dinah Washington. And this is definitely an original. $10. Unbelievable shape. We have here, and this is part of the reason why I bought these two, because they have Mr. Clark Terry on them. But this one has Ricky Henderson, alto saxophone, Eddie Davis, Paul Quinochet on tenor saxophones, Clark Terry trumpet, Gus Chappell trombone, Ketter Betts bass, Junior Mance and S. Anderson piano, then Jackie Davis organ, Ed Thigpen drums, and Candido on bongos. I mean, just amazing shape. I can't believe it. Looks like, again, it's got the plastic on it, but it looks like it was played once, put up on the shelf, and never touched ever again. That's what kind of great shape it is in. Unbelievable. Alright, so that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed, and I look forward to some more, because I love my records. Alright, bye-bye.